Hello and welcome to the Sims 4 speed building video. I'm Alita and today I'll be showing you this modern build that I built in Willow Creek on a 20 by 30 lot. So this build, I'm just so happy with it. It just come so far. Like, I worked on this for quite a while and I didn't actually think I could pull it off because I got inspiration from a picture that I found on Instagram actually, and I think it was just from this account that I watched that's just as like architectural posts and all that stuff, and I just fell in love with the front of this house. It didn't have the back of it though, so I had to do that myself, and I was struggling for quite a while just because I wasn't really sure with how to actually like go with the front. Like, I didn't know how to contrast it with the front and to kind of look like it's still the same building, and so that was quite hard. And also as well, because I raised the terrain and the ground floor is actually the second floor, it was just quite confusing, and I haven't actually made the terrain lift like quite high all the way to the back. It's just at the front, so it's kind of like a struggle to try and figure everything out at first, but then once I did, it's worked really well. And from the start of the video you saw what the end product is like, and it's so nice and I'm just really happy with it. And with these stairs, I did first want to make it go like run into the driveway that I'm gonna have on the right, but it just didn't, I don't know, I didn't think it worked at the time, but I think it's because I didn't add enough like objects and like trees and flowers and rocks and stuff like that, because that really does help, and I just couldn't see, like I couldn't envision it for how it was. So I did have to play around with a few different things, but then it did come together in the end. And then for the roof, it is a flat roof, and this is my second, I think, flat roof that I've done, I think. Yeah, and I think it went okay. I think I tried my best to make it work, but the platforms definitely helped to try and make it a bit more interesting, because it can get hard at first with just like just a square flat roof. Is just, I don't know, it looks quite boring, and I like to just add loads of things, and that's what helps me kind of pull it off in the end. And this modern look, it's very simple and you don't really add much, and that can be just as hard. So yeah, but I'm glad I pulled it off and it looks really good. I did have to use the tool mod, like that was so handy within this build, because literally you can't pull this build off if you don't have the tool mod. But it's such a good mod, and I definitely recommend if you haven't used it before or like tried it, because I think once you do, you're not going to go back. It's that good. And also their build and buy as well is really good to just organize the debug catalog, because it's just horrendous. Like, it's so bad, and I don't know how people cope when they have like loads of packs, because I don't have that many packs, so it's okay, but I still like that it's separated in categories and stuff like that. So I hope the Sims team just actually put it into the game and like fix that, so you don't need a mod to like know where items are in the debug section. So yeah, I hope they finish and actually correct that part. And then for the front part, I didn't really know how to make it work, because obviously it is lifted up by the terrain, but I just used so many rocks, and yeah, I just tried to just add type of things and use the tool mod to try and make things work, because it was quite difficult like using even the tool mod, to be fair, because I think I'm good at it, but I'm not that good. Like, I've seen some of the people and they're really good using it, but to me, I'm still like learning my way with it. But I think I pulled this off and it does look really good. And you'll see as well, like even with the plants, like I tried to keep it quite simple. Like, I didn't want to go like overboard with like the flowers. I wanted this house to be like quite particular, where they'd like choose where each like flower goes, or different like an object as well. So I tried to keep it trying to that theme, like the modern style. And for the back, like I said, I did struggle at first, but you will see that I did have to do the floor plan off camera, just because I did draw it out before, and then you'll see me like draw it out again, because I actually like made like a diagram on a piece of paper, because I couldn't remember exactly how I did it the first time, so that's how I had to do it this time. But you'll see it come together as well, because I did record it. But I actually wanted to have a staircase at the back leading from the first floor to the bottom, because the first floor is going to be where the like living room is, the kitchen. So I thought it would be nice to like lead downstairs into the garden, but I just couldn't do that for this build. I just couldn't make it work. It just didn't seem right. So I actually made on the ground floor like kind of like an area which is like a skylight up to the second floor, which you can look down from, and it's got double doors and it's open to the garden. It's like a little TV area instead of like the main living room area where you're gonna have like guests there. That is like for you and the boys and stuff like that to watch TV and play games. So that's what I did. And for this house, it's actually made for a couple with 2 twin boys. The 2 twin boys do have a room on their own, and yeah, I love the rooms that I've done like created for them. But with the outside exterior of the build, I wanted to like a match of different wall designs and materials, and like I wanted to go for the brick theme and then that wood paneling as well, which I thought was like a really nice match, especially with the bricks, like with that chimney section. So the bit that's in front of the glass door is actually going to be a chimney, and I think there's actually quite a few fireplaces with this build because I just really liked the look of it actually. And I did something actually quite interesting with the main bedroom, which they actually have 2 fireplaces in there, and I actually think it made it work. Like, I think it looks actually really good. Like, it's a bit strange for a room to have 2 fireplaces, but it does actually look really nice. And I just wanted to keep to having kind of like at least a realistic element where if there's a chimney there, you're going to have a fireplace in front of it rather than not. So that's what I wanted to do. And then I wanted to use the City Living wood panels, which I just thought are like really nice, and I've been so jealous for ages now for like seeing other builders use them. I'm like, I don't have it because I don't have the pack, but obviously after the free trial that I did with City Living, I bought the pack, and so this build is base game and City Living because I wanted to just have a bit of fun and like stick away from like my normal base game builds, which I do love and I'm going to get back to, but I just wanted to experiment and just use City Living as well within this build. With the living room, I wanted to go obviously for a modern theme. It's just a really cozy and nice living room because I wanted this to be a place where they have like guests around, and this is just the main area where they like kind of entertain. So I wanted it to be cozy, but then kind of like elements of like just being it quite luxury and just modern. So I did try to like mix and match the styles, but I think it does like come together, and you will see like some hints of blue as well. And then I loved actually using like the City Living furniture with the base game, and I think they're actually really good packs, like that combined together really nicely. And then I created my little custom mirror here, which I thought was just nice down to the ground floor. So with the kitchen, I wanted to place the kitchen on this side just because I thought it was nice to have it on this side rather than walking into the kitchen, because I did put a wall separation in there so that you just don't look straight over into like the ground floor, but I just didn't want the kitchen to be on that side where the living room is because it's just too intrusive for me, and I kind of like a kitchen where it's like you walk into the house and then you turn and then you see like the great kitchen. So that's what I kind of wanted it to be like, and it's just a really nice feature to everything of the house of like where I've placed it. And then also there is like a dining table across from there, and I really love the items that they have given us from the Christmas pack. They're so good, and that salt and pepper shaker I love. Like I love that so much. Like even just like the small details are just so satisfying, and I really love that. And then for this house, you kind of see like a blue theme like go around this house, and I just wanted to stick with that theme because it was actually starting from the glass paneling that I've put in between where the stairs are leading down to the ground floor, and that is like just I kind of like, because there's only one colour of blue, so I was like, okay, how am I going to make this work? And then from there on I just like carried on with the blue theme. So yeah, I wish they did come with other swatches because like the glass is like really blue. Like they could have at least had like a transparent one or like just different colours instead of just that bright blue. And then for the outside, I do have like loads of balcony sections for people to just come and chill, like sit by the fire, eat outside. And I just think there's just a really nice element to this house. Like there's just loads of just different places for you to chill and different sections that you can just have a good time with your Sims. And that's what I really love about this house, that there's just so many chill areas, and I really want to do that more, because I did do it for my first modern build. I tried to do that in the garden, but doing it in their house as well, and just having like different balcony sections, and it's just, yeah, I think it's really cool, and I definitely want to do it a bit more. But I do wish that we had some more outdoor fireplaces, because we don't, and I think that would be like really cool, especially some like really industrial or just raw fireplaces. And I know that people can make their own, but I'm just not that good with the tool mod or anything like that to do things like that. But it would be nice if the Sims team actually like created some like real like wood burning fireplaces. Like that would be really, really cool. I do really like that flower feature as well that I created on the wall with the flower beds, and I've actually done it before, but I think I used lavender in the past, but then I used that just base game object and then used the little wood panels that are in the debug menu just to create a little custom piece. And I had to make the house a bit bigger at the back because, like I said, like I didn't want the downstairs, because that's where all the bedrooms are, I didn't want it to be like a space where it's just a bit awkward. So it's like you have the garden, then you have all the bedrooms, and it's just, I don't know, it just seemed a bit weird to me. So I wanted to create a space where you could have a place for the kids to chill, and it's still like a little living room before you get outside. And I think it just made a bit more sense than just seeing like a small hallway. I think it would be just a bit awkward. And then for the bedroom, here is the master bedroom, and then this is where I had to create a little walk-in bathroom, and then also it's just got 2 fireplaces, and then it's like an orange and grey theme. I really love how this came together. Like I didn't think the 2 flower places would actually work, but I did make them work, and I'm really glad, because it's like it just creates like key features within the room, and I think it just looks really, really good. And I've actually finally got to use the new curtain update where they have different swatches now, and that just came so handy for this room, because especially when it comes to like base game, I'm so like that, just it changed everything when they added more swatches into the game, and it was so, I'm so glad they even did that, because it made my life so much easier, because just having base game alone is hard enough. So especially when you're trying to create like a YouTube channel and have like different builds and all that stuff. But I really love how this room came together. And then on the dressing table, I just wanted the mom to have like a station of where she gets ready, and I thought having a TV as well is key, because like in my house at home there's like pretty much a TV in every room, and I just wanted to keep that going all the way through, because I think it is like a modern thing, and it is quite realistic for you to have a TV, especially like when you're having like a cozy night and then you're watching TV before bed. And yeah, I just think it's a must, and especially now as the Sims can actually relax on the bed and watch TV, because like I thought that was always a feature, because I don't really play the game, and then when they actually announced it, like you could actually do that now, I was like, wait a minute, like that wasn't a feature before, like how was that not? Because I'm sure even in like The Sims 2 you could do that, so that's a bit strange like how it's waited this long for that to come out. But anyway, I'm just so glad that they've put it in now and The Sims can actually do that. But for this bathroom, I really struggled with the wallpaper. Like I didn't know how to do it at all, because this is the family bathroom and the guest bathroom. So I was like, how can I make this work? Like it needs to be for both, but then it's going to have a lot of clutter in it, and I just wanted to put elements that was just realistic, like you would have like a shampoo bottle in the shower and just things like that. But I do love how it come together, and what actually changed it for me was keeping the laminate floor that's through the hallway into the bathroom, and that's where I was like, it's coming together now. Like I don't even know why I couldn't find a tile that went at all with the wallpaper or the tiles, but it just didn't. So I'm really glad that I did that. And then for this mirror, I did this mirror trick that I did in my last apartment build, and it's just using the base game mirror and then putting the lights around it, so it's like a dressing mirror that you can like, it's perfect to do makeup and stuff like that, or like take selfies. So I just wanted to create that mirror that we have in like real life into the Sims game. And then because the hallway was quite deep and quite wide, I was like, my god, what am I going to use the space for? And then I thought it would be perfect for a little office, little nook. I thought that'd be really like a really nice place, and I think it'd be a good spot as well for even the dad to do some work, because especially like it's straight off the garage, so it's like his den's there and then he can like go and do some work or whatever he needs to do. So I thought it was like a really good place to put that, and I just tried to use the space as well as possible. Like I didn't want to clunk it up with too much stuff because it is just a hallway, so I wanted to keep the section of like that's the desk and then that's where he does that, and then it's just like a little bit of a hallway as well. So with the kids' room, I went a bit wild with the colours. Like I really wanted to try something different that I hadn't done before, and I wanted these boys to have really like knockout bedrooms because obviously they're a wealthy family, so I just wanted to give them like custom bedrooms. And I also wanted to play around with a few things as well, because I haven't used these wallpapers before, or even these city living curtains, so I just wanted to see how I could customize it and just do something different. So with this bedroom, so the bright blue bedroom is actually like a music bedroom and a dinosaur bedroom, so I wanted them to have different themes. And then you'll see with this one, it's very bright, it's very colourful, it's all about music. And then the other bedroom, the dark one with the mountains, is kind of like a sports bedroom, and he's very much into like winter weather and stuff like that. So I just thought it would just be like a nice thing to do. And I love them suitcases from the City Living pack. Like I just love how you can put things on them, and it's kind of like a side table instead of just an object, which I just really, really love. And then I wanted to do for this bedroom with like blue and black theme, so you will see that like all the way through, and you'll just see me putting elements again with like sports and stuff like that. But I had like so much fun designing these rooms, and I was like, I had so much fun. Like honestly, like they came together so quick. Like I was surprised, because these are the rooms that I feel like normally kids' rooms are like the hardest to do, but for some reason in this house they were the easiest out of all of the rooms that I did. And I think it was because I just went a bit wild, but then also like in theme, and I was surprised of like how many things that the base game has about dinosaurs, and then has about sports as well, like a lot. And then you'll just see me like cluttering up some sections of just trying to make it a bit more realistic. And yes, I've put a TV in both the kids' rooms, and like just like little play areas and like where they've got awards and stuff. And I think as well I do put trophies in the other boys' rooms of like where he's won medals and stuff, like maybe at competitions and he's playing the piano or guitar. But I wanted one of the boys to be like really like all round in music. Like he can play a lot of instruments, and yeah, he just wins loads of competitions, and yeah, he's just boss. Like he's just one of them kids that are just very determined. But I did struggle a tiny bit, I think, with the layout of this room and the colour scheme, because I didn't really know what was going to go with that bright turquoise colour. Like I wasn't really sure, but then it did come together in the end. And then I did get to use as well the City Living shelves. That's a bit like geometric, and it's like not just straight, and I actually wanted to use that because I think I did use it in my last build, but not as much as I wanted to. So I think this build I was like, yeah, I really want to like use this and make a feature out of it. And I think shelving above the desks are just such a good idea for like clutter, and because I definitely think that some of the pictures that we have in game are just not cutting it. They're just not. So like when you can put a shelf in there and put some books, it just makes it so much better, because then at least we can have something on the walls. And then also sometimes I find like the different wallpapers, when they connect, they look a bit odd, like it doesn't flow very nicely. So what I do is I put in a column there. You would see I put it into the dark room first, because I had like a change of wallpaper for like a different colour. And then for the other side it looked a bit strange, so I was like, why don't I put the column on the other side too, so it kind of looks like a realistic element, as in like there's a column just holding up the ceiling or something. So that's what I tried to do, and it really helped as well with making the room just flow a bit more nicer, because when you change a wall colour like so instant, and then like the contrast is quite big, like it does look a bit strange. But that like definitely made it work. And then for the room as well, I just tried to clutter it up as much as possible, so that the kids, it looks like they're actively using the room and they're playing in it, and they've just left toys there. And yes, I would definitely want that to come across. And then with the curtains as well, because there's like a pathway just opposite the windows and they are on the ground floor, I wanted to like layer the curtains up like with different textures and different materials so that it kind of gives them privacy. And I know it is just a game, but I just wanted to add that element in to make it like a bit more realistic and yeah, kind of like a bit like hidden as well, like kind of a den. So, and it's kind of like natural as well, I think, for boys' rooms to have like their curtains closed like most of the time. Like, I don't know why, but it is. And then for the garage, I wanted it to be like a mixture of like a workout room, a games area, and then kind of like a man station where he like does like crafts and stuff like that. So that's what I tried to do. And then, oh yeah, I did try to add in this piano because I thought it was perfect, like, and it was black and it looked so good in the kids' room. But then I just really liked the desk, so I didn't put it in. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. But you can always add that in because it does look really nice as well. But yeah, so here I just add like different activities for them to do into this garage because obviously we don't have many garage items. But what I do like is that I did put this game station in, like this game table, and I did put in like adding some like a bag of money and like money on the side, so kind of like the dad invites his friends over, they're very successful, so they like bet when they're playing games and stuff like that, which I just thought was a nice thing, and I've never actually done something like that before. But the outside come together really easy actually. I think it was because it was quite small, and like because I had done the layout for it already, that was the only kind of thing that I could do for it. So, and I wanted a bit of area of grass as well, so I thought this was just the perfect kind of layout idea. And I do love that underneath the canopy there's like another fireplace where they can chill and eat, and I think I put a barbecue as well. So even though there isn't anything for the kids like activity wise, because I did want to put that in, I just didn't feel like there was enough space. And then I thought as well, because it is a modern house and they have got the basketball hoop at the front, I was like, no, I think that's fine. Like, I think it's fine how it is, and I think it's just a nice garden for them to relax. And yeah, I think it definitely makes sense. And then for this area I did put like a bench on the grass, but I think it just looks a bit weird. And like, I don't know, I think I just look at it and I'm like, how are they going to cut the grass? Are they going to move that bench every time? So I was like, so yeah, so that's when I put it on. Like, I use these wooden pieces of wood, and then just trying of like go around the flower beds, and then also like underneath the bench. But I just thought it was a really nice place to put it, and I just really love how this garden came together in the end. And especially, I really like the bird watching table. I just wish the Sims could actually do something with it, and it wasn't just an item they couldn't interact with, because I think it would be a really nice element to add in within the game, especially from where I've placed it as well. It'd be perfect if the boys could look out the window and watch the birds, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I really like this build, and I think the places and the little sections just all came together, and it's just got some really nice places for the Sims to chill out, and it's definitely one of my favourite builds that I've done so far. And yeah, I hope you have liked this one and you've enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to share with you guys some more of my builds that I have coming up. So it is coming to the end of the video, the screenshots will be rolling soon, but thank you for joining me. Please subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next one.